You got a theme song.
My buddy.
My buddy, and you walk out and right away they identify it.
When Johnny comes marching home again, hurrah.
Yeah, but that sounds so corny.
Yeah, well, my buddy sounds corny too, but you make it, you walk out with your heart beating, with that look of determination, with, I'll lick you yet, Fairfax Avenue. And you got that going for you right there, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, today we're paying tribute to one of the greatest comedic storytellers to ever grace the stage.
Right from the heart.
Did you ever hear Ed Wynn's definition of Fairfax Avenue, how you find Fairfax Avenue? Oh, CBS Television City once?
What?
He said, Ed Wynn, years ago, said,
A man who was a permanent fixture on The Tonight Show, the legendary Buddy Hackett.
He says, you walk down the Fairfax Avenue, and the first window you come to without a tongue in it is CBS Television City.
You
have to know that it's the Jewish section.
Fairfax Avenue is a Jewish section, right? And there's a guy
Buddy didn't just tell jokes. He painted scenes.
walking down Fairfax Avenue one time. He was wearing them high cowboy boots and tight Levi's, just stretched tight as anything across his butt. And a big damn belt buckle on there, say he won the damn rodeo. Striped shirt, silver buckles on the collar, big 10-gallon hat, and said to the little Jewish man, he says, what part of section of this country is this? The guy looked up and
He was a master of facial expressions.
Marlboro Country.
You were talking about William Demarest.
Yeah.
I have a story with dirty words in it to tell about him.
You can't do that.
I can't, but instead of
Pacing and that unmistakable mischievous charm that had Johnny Carson laughing until he was gasping for air.
Can I tell that story?
Sure, well, that's
you
another...
better say yeah, John, or so help me, you're gonna get one.
That's a whole new approach. As far as I'm concerned, I'm
What?
Buddy had a knack for taking simple, ridiculous concepts and turning them into epic tales.
game.
All right, look at this now. William Demarest, now this is not my story, but I think Ed Wynn might have told it to me.
Right.
Margie Hart, you know, she was a stripper years ago, but I met her when she was an actress, and she was doing Light Up the Sky in Pittsburgh in 1949 with Lynn Barry and Sam Levine.
Remember his classic three-legged chicken bit?
William Demarest was booked for 2 years, 104 weeks, with a package. Sun time, Kemp time, whatever they had. Keith Circuit, I don't know. I wasn't around in the vaudeville days. I'm only 50.
You're not 50 yet.
Who's not 50?
You're not 50 years old.
I was 50.
He would lean into the mic, eyes wide, and say,
Now, come on, Hank.
I'll
You're
be
at the same
49.
age I am.
No, I'm a year older than you. You 47?
Yeah.
I'm 48. I'll be 49 in August. And if I get to another August after that, I'll be 50.
Yeah.
So for 2 months, you make me a liar.
I'm sorry. Does that bother you? You're going to be 50 years old?
What do I care?
a guy is driving down the road at 60 miles an hour when this chicken passes him.
Me, we got to join the temple. So I said, why? And she said, so the children will know they're Jews. I said, they know they're Jews. They got heartburn all the time. Look, he's laughing like he knows what I'm talking about. You are the Christian of all time.
I know from heartburn.
You do?
Certainly.
Do Christians get heartburn?
Certainly.
Well, don't eat in our restaurant.
Your mother used to make something. It's because of the system.
He looks over, and the chicken has 3 legs.
Chullent is? Chullent, you get cheap cuts of meat, see? And you could use expensive meat, too.
Yeah.
But if you got good meat, you don't have to make chullent out of it. You could eat it regular. Cheap cuts of meat with brustfat. You know what that is? Suet.
Suet.
Yeah. Your folks call it suet.
Suet.
Brustfat with cheap meat with chickpeas, garbanzo beans. Or we call them arbus or nahit and geflochten bulbus.
What's that?
You thought that was blank blank.
Yeah.
It ain't. That's mashed potatoes.
Okay.
Like you put potatoes in there, not geflochten, just bulbus. You cut up the potatoes.
He follows it into a farm.
It says we join the temple. So we join the temple. So Sandy at that time was 3 years old. Ivy was 2. And they got to know they're Jews, right? Lisa wasn't even born yet. What does she have to know? The dog knew he wasn't Jewish. He was eating horse meat. And a Jewish horse don't go, nah. A Jewish horse goes, nah.
Runs up to the farmer and says, "That chicken of yours has 3 legs.
Inside the car. And he looks, you don't believe a chicken, and he goes a little faster, and he looks, the chicken got 3 legs. See, now he hits 55. He don't go more because they hadn't passed the law yet that certain places you can go 65. 55, the chicken shoots in front of him, cuts in front of the car, runs up an alley. This is also farmer stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, he runs up the alley. Guy turns around, goes up the alley. Farmer standing with a bib overalls. Can I help you? He says, yeah. A chicken with 3 legs was going so fast that he passed my car and run up in your alley. He says, I know that. That's my chicken. I raise 3-legged chickens. He says, why? He says, do you like a drumstick? I do. Does your wife like a drumstick? She does. Or perhaps you have a guest. Maybe Ed comes over and likes a drumstick. Gee, I never thought of that. How do they taste? He says, we don't know. We never caught one. Now,
We don't know.
The farmer nods and says, yeah, I started breeding them because my wife.
so now we joined the temple. Now I'm a member about 2 weeks, and there's a knock on the door. I open the door. A guy comes and says, how do you do? I say, hello. He says, my name is Schwei.
We haven't been able to catch one yet. And then, of course, the infamous duck joke.
A woman from the city goes to the country, and she's at a farm. This is an animal story.
I understand that.
With a farmer thrown in.
Okay, got it.
Okay. And she says to the farmer, why doesn't that cow have any horns? He says, ma'am, there are many reasons why a cow don't have horns. Now, some are a hornless breed, like Angus. They're a hornless breed. Some, they get old, we've been milking them, and after a while, they get sensitive to the touch, and they don't like it. And their horns, they can be a little rambunctious. We cut the horns off. It's no pain to the animal. And some, when they're just calves, we don't want them to have horns, and we put a few drops of acid where the horns would form, and there are no horns. But the reason that
The way Buddy described a country-style resolution.
See, that had an animal and a farmer.
Very good. A combination joke there.
Okay, this guy is hunting for ducks. He's not the farmer, and he's not the animal. The duck is the animal.
All right.
Shoots a duck. The duck falls. A lot of you people want to conserve ducks. And
A contest of who could kick the other in the groin harder.
and you conservationists, I'm sure you're all pure vegetarian and don't eat meat or anything like that. And you're so worried, I hope a butterfly flies up your nose and you choke to death. So now, just a passing thought. Oh, and I hope afterward the butterfly escapes. So, lays a cocoon right in your brain, and I can't think of anything but webbing. So, now this guy shoots a duck, and it falls and hits a barn and goes into a guy's yard. So this guy he climbs over the fence, and he goes into the yard, and he's trying to get this duck. And this farmer come out.
Was pure comedy gold. The punchline where the farmer calmly says, forget it. You take the duck.
Duck. He says, that's my duck. He says, it's not your duck. He says, this is my yard. That duck fell, hit my barn. He's laying there. He says, yes, but it's not your duck. I shot the duck. I've been out hunting for a couple of days. He says, give me a break. You know, I'm from the city. You're from the city. Well, you don't understand about property, do you? It's my property. It's my duck. However, I'll give you a chance at the duck. We can settle this country style. He says, country style? He says, yeah. Well, how do you settle a country style? He says, how? I kick you in the groin. The guy said, oh. And then you kick me in the groin. And we take turns kicking each other in the groin. Who's ever left keeps the duck. The guy said, well, if that's what I gotta do. The farmer says, I
Always left Johnny in stitches. It wasn't just a joke.
go first, and he hauls off. Wah! And the guy goes, ha ha, ha ha, wah, 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 Nina, 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 na, 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 wah, oh, 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 oh. Ah! About half hour has passed, and he says to the farmer, well, I guess it's my turn. And the farmer says, you could have the duck.
It was Buddy's delivery that made it iconic. Buddy's personal life was just as hilarious as his routines. He
says to me, we got to join the temple. So I said, why? And she said, so the children will know they're Jews. I said, they know they're Jews. They got heartburn all the time. Look, he's laughing like he knows what I'm talking about. You are the Christian of all time.
I know from heartburn.
You do?
Certainly.
Do Christians get heartburn?
Certainly.
Well, don't eat in our restaurant.
Your mother used to make something. It's because
once talked about buying a cemetery plot. His wife suggested joining a temple group for the sake of the kids.
Suet.
Suet.
Yeah. Your folks call it suet.
Suet.
Brustfat with cheap meat with chickpeas, garbanzo beans. Or we call them arbus or nahit and geflochten bulbus.
What's that?
You thought that was blank blank.
yeah.
It ain't. That's mashed potatoes.
Okay.
A committee member comes up and says, Buddy, you should buy a plot in our community cemetery so we can all stay together forever.
Get a heartburn from that, boy. If you eat that in October, you can go a whole winter without an overcoat. I mean, you got heat. You got heat. Wherever I walk, the snow melted. I thought I was Moses and the Red Sea was melting.
Well, you did a thing.
Wait,
You said
wait.
that the Gentiles can't eat that food very well.
Well, I'm telling you about it now.
Yeah.
Buddy, looking completely baffled, tells Johnny, I said to him,
William
I gotta
Demarest
get
is
you
waiting
back.
somewhere to do 104 weeks.
That's right. We'll put William Demarest over here.
And now, in honor of Marcel Marceau,
Yes.
he better not open his mouth. In his honor, I'm going to tell a story about Yves Montand.
Oh, you are.
Come to think of it, he may not get out here. Oh, no. I'm running hot. I'm going to go good like this. Anyway, my wife says we join the temple. So we join the temple. So Sandy at that time was 3 years old. Ivy was 2. And they got to know they're Jews, right? Lisa wasn't even born yet. What does she have to know? The dog knew he wasn't Jewish. He was eating horse meat. And a Jew...
Listen, I'm not even happy living with you guys now. Why would I want to spend eternity with you? He ended up buying 16 plots. And when he took his comedian friends like Joey Bishop and Dick Shawn to see the site, they roasted him, saying, Buddy, you've invested in a terrible, dead neighborhood. The way he shared these anecdotes made you feel like you were sitting right there on the couch next to John.
How's Sherry, all right? And then you're going to look at me to talk for an hour. I know. Don't I? You sit there and shine your teeth in my eyes and make it tougher. So, those are new. Huh?
Oh, biggies. Oh, come on.
So now, we joined the temple. Now I'm a member about 2 weeks, and there's a knock on the door. I open the door. A guy comes in, how do you do? I say, hello. He says, my name is Schweid. S-C-H-W-E-I-D. Schweid. I'm from the temple. Now, I don't like the name Schweid. I like Jews, and I like Jewish names, but not Schweid. It's a slippery name. I don't like slippery names. I like a name. Cats. Hooks on. Cats. Kelman. Hooks in here. Huh? Kelman. I like Goldberg. I don't like Schweid. I don't like... It's slippery. It's slippery. I don't like slippery. Look, I once had a 34 Plymouth. Every time it got a flat tire, it went Schweid. So he says, I'm from the temple. I said, welcome, but I didn't mean it. He said, I'm from the cemetery committee. I said, I think you got the wrong house. I'm 34, my wife is 23. I got one kid 3, one kid 2, and the other one ain't born yet. I got a dog. He's 5. You want to take him? Take him. I don't care. Bury him where he is. He digs his own holes wherever he goes anyway. I don't even know he's alive, except I slip on something in the carpet in the morning.
Buddy was a master of navigating TV censorship. He knew how to get the point across without actually breaking the rules.
We would get together and buy community cemetery plot and be with each other throughout eternity. I said, I'm not happy to be with you now.
He would tell stories about actors or trainers. And when everything's a little too colorful,
Now I got 16 graves. I got to look for friends. Well, I'm going to do it. Well, I figure I can always figure Bayless in. He'll take anything that's free. Right?
he'd simply use the phrase blank blank. He once told a story about a trainer.
We'll go.
So you got all those plots?
Now I got the 16 plots. Now I go down to the Englewood Country Club, which I was a member in those days. Say, you got to do something now?
Pretty soon.
All right. So I go down to the
With talking cockatoos. Instead of teaching them to recite poetry,
property. We have investment. I said, how would you guys like to get in on some land I got? So they said, terrific.
the trainer taught them nothing but curse words.
Grove Cemetery in Paramus. I said, there it is. I think it's a big laugh. Them comedians, them dim down. They don't laugh at no other.
When the trainer tried to show off the birds on stage,
They said, look at me. Foster says, Buddy, I think you blew your money. You bought in a dead neighborhood. Joey laughed like this. Then, now I go to the cemetery. I knock on the door of the office.
the cockatoo started screaming blank blank.
To see cemetery plot number 130 to 115 inclusive. He says, who is the deceased? I said, nobody died, and Joey's smiling.
Right into the microphone. Buddy's genius was in the delivery.
I with trained SEALs, you know, those guys. And he's got Richie, who was, they were suspect of him. You know, Richie. He was a Richie, you know. Mm-hmm. I'm Richie. Fly me to Fire Island. You know, it was one of them.
Letting the audience fill in the blanks with their own imagination.
Cockatoos. And he would take a pointer and point to the cockatoos. And the cockatoo would say, once upon a time. Another cockatoo. There was a prince and a princess lived in a castle. And it would spell.
He didn't need the words to be explicit. His tone did all the work.